So, we're here with Lama Lodro.
Hi.
Hi. And we are at Karma Triyana Dharmachakra, a Buddhist monastery in Woodstock, New York. And as I understand it, this was the vision of the 16th Karmapa.
Mm-hmm.
And this was around 1980.
Yes.
He designed the layout, the architecture of the space.
This was later. This was built after he's already passed away.
Okay.
We had an old called the Mead's house, an old house that was used as a shrine and the resident, rooms.
Okay.
Mm-hmm.
And then I read he recruited Khenpo Gartar to move here and become the abbot.
Yes.
Okay. So Khenpo Gartar moved here before all this was built even and
right.
helped have everything constructed.
Yeah.
And you knew Khenpo Gartar?
Yes, he's my main teacher.
What inspired you first to become a Buddhist?
I was in college in a junior student, and I just wanted to, I was a Christian at the time.
Mm-hmm.
I wanted to explore what Buddhism was, and I just was very, very impressed with the teachings.
Yeah, I was raised Catholic, actually,
yeah.
very similar. Where were you in college?
I was in Taiwan.
Taiwan? What were you studying?
English literature.
Oh.
Yeah.
Is that a common thing to study in Taiwan?
Kind of, yeah.
Oh, okay.
Yeah.
Any favorite authors?
I was not a good student, so I was like just trying to pass the grades.
Okay.
I didn't really study very much.
How did you end up in New York then?
I wanted to go to graduate school in the U.S., so I came to New York to study, again, American and English literature. But I soon lost interest. Like I said, I really wasn't a person who was into literature, just wanted to study English, really.
Okay.
So after only one semester, I transferred to Columbia and studied Buddhism.
Oh, okay. So you have an actual degree in Buddhism.
Yeah.
A graduate degree. Is that like a PhD or a master's degree in Buddhism?
Master's degree.
Okay. Do you study, when you take that kind of course, do you study only Tibetan Buddhism or all history and all sects of Buddhism?
Almost no Tibetan Buddhism at the time. I was in the East Asian department. So to study Tibetan Buddhism, I would have to be in religion, the Department of Religion, which I wasn't in. And at the time, before I graduated, there were no teachers in Tibetan Buddhism. Some teacher may teach it, but not much. So East Asian department offered Buddhist studies.
Mm-hmm. Did you get to learn the philosophy? Were they teaching that, or were they just teaching it as history? Or philosophy
and history, Chinese philosophy and Buddhism.
Okay. How do you go from that to becoming a monk or a nun?
It actually was many years later. I graduated and I moved to Woodstock to be close to the monastery. And I studied under Khenpo Gartar Rinpoche. And then I really wanted to do a 3-year retreat. So I, eventually was able to do that in 1996. And I went on to do 2 more. So I did 3.
Back to back?
Yes.
Okay, so this is a 3-year, 3-month, 3-day retreat. And that was here?
Not here. It's called Karma Retreat Center. It's about an hour and a half from here.
Okay. Different retreat center.
Yeah.
So what makes you go and do a second one right after the first one? Or does someone make you go and do a second one?
No. I actually wanted to do it myself.
Okay.
I just found that it was very rewarding, and I really wanted to devote more time to full-time practicing. So I did another one, and then another one.
And then a third one. Why stop at 3?
Because I think being in a group retreat situation, 3 retreats I think is plenty. And I wanted to devote more time to individual practice. I had a cabin at the retreat center, so I moved into my cabin, and then Khenpo Gartar Rinpoche wanted me to be the women's retreat master, so I took on that duty.
Okay.
After I'd done 3.
Yeah. So then you stayed, and this is all Karma Ling?
Yeah.
Okay. And then how did you end up coming here?
I knew you were going to ask
Well,
that.
yeah.
So I was the retreat master for 12 years or more, actually. 12 years, actually. And then
12 years.
The pandemic came. And so I was just staying in my cabin, you know. And then all of a sudden in 2021, I was told that His Holiness Karmapa wanted me to be the president of KTD, so I had to come here.
Now, how did that happen? Did you just get a knock on the cabin door?
I was just told by His Holiness sister, you know, while we were driving. She said, "I have a big surprise for you." I said, "What?"
Oh wow! Is this is 17th Karmapa? Is he asking? Sort of asking.
No, he said, "No, you do it."
Okay.
It's not asking. It's like, "Can you?" No, it's just like, "Okay, you do it."
Wow, but that's a big difference from being a retreat master, right?
Very
Which
different.
is like here. Would that be the abbot is in charge of the practice?
Yes, teaching and practice, and I'm more the day-to-day, you know, operations,
Administration.
and programming, administration. More than 3 years now. Yeah.
Can we see the main shrine room?
Yeah.
Oh, okay. And in this kind of role as president, do you remain president until?
No, it's actually a 3-year term, but I was reappointed this year for another 3 years.
Congratulations.
So
Wow.
So that's the 17th Karmapa on the throne, and the 16th image is to his right, on our left. So that's, of course, Shakyamuni Buddha that was made in Nepal. And to the right is a we call it the Golden Shrine. And this is the tanka of Guru Rinpoche, and we did the puja just a few days ago. And so we have the shrine set up for various kinds of pujas and retreats. And this is the stupa of the 16th Karmapa. And that's Guru Rinpoche here to its right. And then this is green Tara, white Tara. And then we have these large, what we call tormas. They were made last year for the North American Kajumanam. The prayers that are said for 5 days, you know, to pray for world peace, that was initiated by, initially the previous Kalu Rinpoche, and then the 17th Karmapa continued mainly in India, Bodh Gaya, and then he expanded it, you know, to have it take place in all the many different countries and places in the world. So we got to host it last year. It happens every year in North America. So like I said, this is 16th Karmapa. Looks very much like him. And then this is Vajrasattva, and that's Manjushri, the Bodhisattva of wisdom. So he's carrying a sword of the wisdom sword. And then we have a Tara shrine. Would you like to take a look?
Sure.
Yeah. So we have this shrine where we do the Tara, the liberator, the Bodhisattva Tara. So in the middle, we have the 1,000 Genrizik, the Buddha of compassion, and then that's green Tara, and that's Genrizik, or Avalokiteshvara. And then there's 21 Taras. And we have, this is a Tara Toma. And that's the standard 8 offerings in Tibetan tradition. And there are many tankas depicting many different deities.
Yeah. Whew. This is a lot to take care of.
Yeah, that's why we have about 20 people working here.
Oh, okay.
Yeah.
So for someone who might want to be starting their practice, it doesn't need to begin as elaborate.
No,
right?
not at all. This is for a monastery,
Yeah.
Yeah. You can begin like the Amitabha ashram that you're in. Yeah. Just nothing in there, and just sit and meditate. And that's usually recommended. If someone who's just starting to explore Buddhism, you can just meditate and get the feel of how the mind can be quieted down. And a quieted mind is actually closer to the real nature of your own mind. You can experience that, and then from there you can read Buddhist texts, Buddhist books, and to get to know what the Buddhist teachings are about. And there's, of course, thousands of books on Buddhism.
Yeah.
And everyone talks about only one or certain aspects of Buddhism. And so if you want to make it into some sort of sense, like what really is Buddhism, you have to read a bunch of books, and then you can then begin to really understand what the core of the teaching is. And then you stick to that core, and that core really is just how you can unveil your true nature of your mind, which is the true being, who you are. Who you are is that true being. That true being is nothing other than your mind. The body changes from birth to death, and then from life to life, but the mind continues. And if you can peel off or unveil all the veils that is not your true mind, just peel it off and look into the real mind, then a true bliss and happiness and wisdom, omniscience is right there. It is that mind which every sentient being possesses. That is the core of the teaching. That is what the Buddha wanted us to all be able to realize. Everything else is done just for that purpose. You meditate, you chant, you make dharmas, you go to pujas, you do all sorts of things, make offerings, all for that purpose. And that's why there's so many different lineages and traditions that provide many different ways and techniques, because everyone is different. Everyone's approach will be different. So to meet their needs and to suit their personalities or inclinations, there are many different techniques and methods and paths for reaching the same thing, which is that nature of the mind. And that, when you fully realize that is called Buddhahood. And that's all.
It's that simple.
Yes.
Excellent. Thank you so much.
Yeah.
That was perfect. Thanks for this tour.
You're very welcome.